President Barack Obama in Philadelphia tonight, talking about issues critically important to the minority community. Obama arrived at Philadelphia International at 3:30 this afternoon, accompanied by Congressmen Fattah and Boyle. Obama greeted well-wishers while preparing to talk about education, job training, the criminal justice system, and race in a speech before the National NAACP convention at the Pennsylvania Convention Center. Live at the center tonight, Action News reporter John Rollins. John, what has been the reaction to the president's speech tonight?
Well, Jim, let's get to the message as well. Much of the president's message focused on what is collectively known as mass incarceration. Too many people in jail for the wrong reasons, to put it shortly. Too many for long mandatory sentences for what he described as non-violent drug offenders.
So let's look at the statistics. The United States is home to 5% of the world's population, but 25% of the world's prisoners. Think about that. Our incarceration rate is 4 times higher than China's. But here's the thing. Over the last few decades, we've also locked up more and more nonviolent drug offenders than ever before for longer than ever before. And that is the real reason our prison population is so high. As Republican Senator and presidential candidate Rand Paul has said. No, and to his credit, he's been consistent on this issue. Imprisoning large numbers of nonviolent drug offenders for long periods of time costs the taxpayers money without making them any safer. It disproportionately impacts communities of color. African Americans and Latinos make up 30% of our population. They make up 60% of our inmates.
Well, after the string of statistics, the president shifted gears, talking about the need for widespread reforms, collective reforms on everything from basically sentencing guidelines for nonviolent crimes. That's something the Senate happens to be looking at, as well as reforms within communities, more jobs for young people, and reforms within prisons so that people will have a better reentry back to the real world. So it was a real focus today, Jim, on the justice system and on need for change from the president's perspective. Live at the Convention Center, John Rollins, Channel 6 Action News.